Last Tuesday, I walked into the grocery store with a single $50 bill and a handwritten shopping list, and I made that $50 feed my household for 7 full days. Not 7 days of rice and beans, not 7 days of ramen noodles, 7 days of real, filling meals that I genuinely looked forward to eating. I know what you were thinking. $50 in 2026. With these prices, that is not possible. It is, and today I am going to prove it. Every item I bought, every meal I made, every dollar I spent. And Thursday's dinner cost me 58 cents per serving. When I tell you what it was, you are going to wonder why you have never made it. Stay with me for that one. The $50 week starts on Sunday evening. I sat down with a pencil and my pantry door wide open. I planned every meal first, checked what I already had, then wrote down only what was missing. My pantry already had rice, lentils, flour, cornmeal, oats, oil, and basic spices. All bought in bulk weeks ago. Cost me nothing this week. So my $50 only had to cover the fresh ingredients, the canned goods, and the proteins. Here is exactly what I bought. Produce. A 3-pound bag of yellow onions for $3.10, carrots for $1.80, celery for $1.50, 1 head of cabbage for $2, garlic for 50 cents, a 5-pound bag of potatoes for $2.90, and 1 bell pepper for 75 cents. That is $12.55 in produce. Meat and protein, 1 dozen eggs for $2.25. 1 pound of ground turkey for $4.50, hot dogs for $2.50, and smoked sausage for $3.50. That is $12.75 total. And here is something important. The meat in this plan is a supporting actor, not the star. It flavors the dishes. The rice, the potatoes, the beans, and the lentils do the heavy lifting. That is how grandmother's generation ate. Canned goods. 2 cans of diced tomatoes for $1.80, crushed tomatoes for $1, black beans for 80 cents, kidney beans for 80 cents, condensed tomato soup for $1.20, and marinara sauce for $2. That is $7.60. Dairy, milk for $2.10, shredded cheese for $2.50, butter for $1.10, that is $5.70, dry goods, elbow macaroni for $1.25, lentils for $1.50, egg noodles for $1.50, bread for $2.50, cornmeal for $1.50, and Jiffy cornbread mix for 75 cents. That is $9. Grand total at the register, $49.35. I walked out with 65 cents in change. Now let me take you through the full week. Monday, breakfast was cornmeal mush with syrup. Just cornmeal and water cooked into a thick, warm porridge, about 50 cents per serving. And here is the trick. I made a double batch and poured the leftover mush into a loaf pan, refrigerated overnight. That becomes tomorrow's breakfast. Monday lunch was tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich, condensed soup with milk instead of water for creaminess, buttered bread with cheddar fried until golden, $1.33 per serving. Monday dinner was lentil soup. Brown lentils, diced carrots, celery, onion, crushed tomatoes, and a bouillon cube. 1 pot, 40 minutes. It made enough for dinner and tomorrow's lunch. That lentil soup cost 78 cents per serving. Lentils are the most underrated food in America. They cook in half an hour, they do not need soaking, and they are packed with protein. If you take nothing else from this video, please try lentils. Tuesday, breakfast was fried cornmeal slices. That mush from last night, by morning it had set solid. I sliced it and fried the pieces until golden and crispy, 33 cents per serving. My grandmother did this every single week. Tuesday lunch was leftover lentil soup, free, already made, already delicious. Tuesday dinner was fried cabbage and sausage, half a head of cabbage sliced thin, smoked sausage coins, an onion, 1 pan, 20 minutes. The cabbage caramelizes and turns sweet. The sausage gets crispy at the edges. $1.37 per serving, and it is one of the most satisfying meals I make. Wednesday, breakfast was scrambled eggs and toast. Dinner was American goulash. Ground turkey browned with onion mixed with elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. One pot, $1.19 per serving, with enough left over for Thursday's breakfast. Now I need to be honest with you. I expected to feel deprived by midweek. I expected to be craving takeout. None of that happened. When every meal is planned and the food is already in the house, there is nothing to decide. The decision was made on Sunday. The rest of the week, I just followed the plan. Thursday, breakfast was leftover goulash. Lunch was fried bologna sandwiches. Bologna fried until the edges curl and crisp. A slice of cheese melted on top. $1.13, and it tasted like being 10 years old again. Thursday dinner, this is the one I told you about at the beginning, pinto beans and cornbread. I soaked dried beans on Tuesday night. By Thursday, they had been simmering for 3 hours with an onion and garlic. The house smelled incredible. The beans turned thick and creamy. I made cornbread from a 75-cent box of Jiffy Mix. Total cost per serving, 58 cents. For a meal that filled every person in this house, 58 cents? That is not a typo. That is dried beans, patience, and a grandmother's wisdom. If you are finding this helpful, a quick subscribe helps me keep making these honest breakdowns. I am working on something right now that I think is going to change how a lot of you think about meal planning. More on that soon. Now let me finish the week. Friday, eggs and toast for breakfast. Leftover beans for lunch. And dinner was Hoover stew, a Depression-era recipe. Elbow macaroni, diced tomatoes, corn, and hot dogs. Do not drain the cans. The liquid becomes the broth, 99 cents per serving. There is something beautiful about a recipe invented during the hardest financial period in American history that still works perfectly in 2026. Good food does not require a big budget. It requires resourcefulness. Saturday, breakfast was shakshuka, eggs poached in spiced tomato sauce with onion and bell pepper, scooped up with toast, $1.13 per serving, and it felt like something from a brunch menu. Saturday lunch was cabbage soup. The other half of that cabbage from Tuesday, with carrots, onion, tomatoes, and bouillon, 78 cents per serving. Saturday dinner was haluski, a Polish dish, egg noodles tossed with caramelized cabbage and onions in butter with heavy black pepper. The cabbage has to cook low and slow until it turns golden and sweet. 91 cents per serving, and it tastes like it costs 20 times that. Sunday, the final day, oatmeal for breakfast, leftover cabbage soup for lunch. Sunday dinner was polenta with marinara sauce. Polenta is just Italian cornmeal mush. The same cornmeal I used Monday, cooked savory this time with butter and salt, topped with marinara and parmesan, 86 cents per serving. And for dessert, bread pudding made from the bread ends and crusts that went stale during the week. Stale bread is not garbage, it is an ingredient. Cubed, soaked in milk, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla, then baked until golden, 45 cents per serving. My grandmother would have been proud of that bread pudding. Not because it tasted good, but because nothing was wasted. Now let me show you the final numbers. Groceries for the week, $49.35. Total meals, 21 across 7 days. Average cost per meal, about $1.68. The cheapest meal of the week was Tuesday breakfast, fried cornmeal slices, 33 cents per serving, made from yesterday's leftovers. The most expensive was Wednesday's goulash at $1.19 per serving, and even that is a fraction of what a single fast food combo costs. I spent less on 7 full days of food than most people spend on 2 meals of delivery, but the money is only half the story. The other half is what this week taught me about how I think about food. When I planned every meal in advance, I stopped thinking about food constantly. I stopped opening the fridge every 30 minutes. I stopped scrolling delivery apps at 8 p.m. The plan freed me, not just financially, mentally. I actually wrote all of these recipes down, every meal from this week, plus 43 more that each cost under $5. I put them in a cookbook with the exact ingredient costs, step-by-step instructions, and a printable weekly meal plan. If you want it, the link is right below this video. But even if you just start with one recipe from today, that is enough. I did not feel hungry this week. I did not feel deprived. I ate warm, filling, real food every single day. And I spent $49.35. The difference between eating well on $50 and spending $200 on groceries that half go to waste is not money. It is a plan, a pencil, 20 minutes on Sunday night, and a willingness to cook like your grandmother did. That is all it is. There is no trick. There is no secret, just intention. Which meal are you going to try first? The 58-cent pinto beans? The fried cornmeal slices? The haluski? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And what is your weekly grocery budget? If you are comfortable sharing, put the number in the comments. I think we can all learn from each other. If you want the printable meal planner and spending tracker I use to plan weeks like this, there is a link below, a notebook and pencil work just as well. The habit matters more than the tool. And in my next video, I am sharing the household items I completely stopped buying and replaced with things I already had at home. Some of them are going to shock you. If you do not want to miss it, subscribe and I will see you there.